think that they are
Johnny Carson,
Peggy Lee, the copycats. They wear 100 hats, 'cause they're the copycats who carbon copy the star. When you turn the copycats loose, who knows who the cats will produce? General Patton, Edie Gourmet, and Sullivan. Whoa, the copycats, who the copycats, who do the copycats think that they are?
Dinah Shore,
Donald Duck,
The copycats, they wear 100 hats, 'cause they're the copycats who carbon copy the star.
Art Carney,
The face is familiar,
Barbra Streisand,
the voices we love.
George Jessel,
Our labels this evening,
Ella Fitzgerald,
courtesy of the copycats. Oh, the copycats, you know the copycats. John Byner, David Frye, Will Jordan, George Kirby, Rich Little, Sheila McRae, Marilyn Michaels. Well, who do they think they are?
Kraft Music Hall is brought to you by Kraft. Kraft for good food and good food ideas.
hello. My name is Dinah Shore, and I am real happy to see you all. I was on TV before, but they got mad and they closed the door. And I said, NBC, let me try it just once more. And they did. And here's a man who opens the door on his own wonderful show all the time. It is wonderful Dean Martin and his wonderful guest. Wonderful, wonderful, mwah.
Everybody does Dean Martin sometime. Everybody does a Dean somehow. So let's get together. Yes, it's hot time. Yeah, it's my time right now.
oh, this kid is good. I want
Let me tell them, all the pretty people.
All they gotta have is toss of stuff.
Are you ready, gang, to shed a tear? Oops, I thought I was calling. Here's a treat that's coming your way.
Oh, tell 'em.
The gourmet is here.
Oh, you got it.
I wouldn't tell you a falsehood.
Oh, is she on the show?
Did he need a stronger hand? Did he need a lighter touch? Was I soft or was I rough? Did I give enough? Did I give too much? Well, I asked myself my whole life long, what went wrong along the way? Would I make the same mistakes if they walked into my life today?
Ain't you something? Yeah, I love that Edie. I mean, she's got those pipes that just won't quit.
Yeah, I heard her.
Now, did we bring along another sweetie?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Who we bring along?
Miss Arthur Kent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll say anything to her.
they should have said, they should have said, they should have said, they should have said, Dina Friend.
Is this a pet shop? What do we got here?
I like that French leather.
Oh, is she good? Are they? Oh, yeah.
Because it's all so good.
Yeah, it sure is.
I love
Must have been my breath.
We didn't have any luck with him.
you. Know I love you, don't you? I love you because you are mean and I was like a like her,
Enough audition I had by the end of this piano or something.
You was born It's easy one.
Now you repeat yourself.
Because it's so good.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Ball.
Oh, dear not.
Who's next?
Miss Connie Francis.
Oh. Some confetti. Excuse me, but you see, here's Anna Marie Alberghetti.
Thanks, I need it. You wait.
Get a load of this.
Yeah, that's her. Sounds like Tweety Bird here. She needs a bow and arrow. Here often.
Oh, listen, Dad, I'm getting mighty thirsty.
Here, take mine.
I tell you, Pops, my chops are almost gone. Come on, let's give a little girl a nice hand.
Miss Barbara Streisand. Where? You're on.
Sad town. Go like that town. You are now a thin harbor. Days like here again, the sky, the color clear again. So let's sing a song cheer again. Happy nights, happy times, happy days.
Good evening, this is Walter Cronkite. In order to stimulate our viewer interest, top TV brass have just announced that henceforth we might be seeing new personalities on some of your favorite shows. For example, here's the man with the exercise show to start your morning off with a smile, the muscle man himself, Mr. Ed.
Well, hi out there, and welcome to Exercise with Ed. A lot of you folks watch me on my Sunday night variety show. You don't know that I'm exercising all the time. Now take this gesture. Here's one that keeps me fit as a fiddle and ready for love. Every movement I make develops a certain part of my body, such as it is. Now, you folks out there, you oldsters sitting at home, you can do these exercises right in the privacy of your own home and someday develop a beautiful body just like mine. Right now, Now let's get our exercise underway. A little exercise music, Raimondo. We're going to start things rolling right now with the fine loosening up exercise, the famous arm fold shimmy. Are you ready now? Put hands on elbows and 1, 2, halt. Now, moving right along, here now is another exercise you've probably seen me doing many times on my show, the fine Sullivan spin. That's for those of you who don't get dizzy when you turn a corner. Are you ready now? Put hand on chin, hand on elbow, and spin. And spin. Those of you who are still standing up, I'm going to show you our last exercise, one that's really big. The fine, famous Sullivan shoulder hunch. It's a great developer of the neck muscles. I've been doing it for a while. It's driven my neck 4 inches into my collar, which gives me the appearance of a very frightened turtle. For those of you who like that effect, we're going to show you the exercise now. So here we go. And shoulders up. Shoulders down. Shoulders down. Something seems to be wrong here. I can't seem to get the... That seemed to... goodbye out there. Raimondo, get me a chiropractor.
Well, as they say on TV, when you start the day with Mr. Ed, you feel like going right back to bed. Now for the biggest change of all in your TV screens, the Kiddie Show. And for all you little tykes and tots out there, get ready because here comes Uncle Dickie.
Hello, kiddies. I'm your Uncle Dickie. I want to make one thing perfectly clear, and it's this. I am the teacher. And make no mistake about that. All right, children, everyone sit quiet while Uncle Dickie tells you a fairy tale. This is a story about the 2 little piggies. I know it used to be the 3 little piggies, but in these times, we have to cut down wherever we can. Anyway, the 2 little piggies were named Lyndon and Eubie, and they lived in a great big white house where they were snug and warm for 8 years. Now, outside of the White House, waiting to get in so bad he could taste it, was the big bad wolf named Richard, who really should have been, and let me make this perfectly clear, who really should have been known as the big nice wolf. Well, the big nice wolf did what he'd been doing for years and years. He huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he finally blew the 2 little piggies out of the White House. And he moved in and lived happily ever after. It's only one problem. After all that huffing and puffing and puffing and huffing, he's too darn pooped to do anything else. I see by the old hands on Spiro's face that class is over. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you all about how the big nice wolf got reelected in 1972. That's right, children. It's another fairy tale. Bye-bye now, kids.
That's the way it is on this January the 20th, 1971. And we sure are sorry about it. This is Walter Cronkite. Good night.
I do. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that is hard to bear. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight, fever. In the morning, fever all through the night.
Sound like something hot's happening there.
Latch on, Louis.
Fever!
in the morning. Fever all through the night. Listen, honey, everybody's got the fever. That is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing. Now, fever started long ago.
Oh, don't you know it? Captain Smith and Pocahontas.
They had a very mad affair. Oh, yeah.
When her daddy tried to kill him,
she said, Daddy-o, don't you dare.
You give me fever.
That's exactly what she said.
With his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever. I'm his Mrs. Daddy, won't you treat me right? We got the fever, we got the fever, we got the fever, we got the fever, we got the fever. Romeo, Juliet, the fever. Juliet, she does the same. She got the fever. When he put his arms around her, he said, Julie, baby, you're my flame. I'll give us fever. When we kiss it's fever, we got the fever. She got the fever. Fever, I'm a fire. Fever, yeah, I burn for now listen to our story. Here's the point that we have made. Chicks were made to give you fever. Be it fair, I a sensitive way.
They give you fever. They give you fever.
When you kiss them, fever, if you live and learn.
We give the fever.
Fever.
The fever.
If you love them, what a lovely way to burn.
We got the fever. We got the fever.
We got the fever.
What a lovely way to burn.
We got the fever. We got the fever. The devil made him say that.
Seems like a whole lot of fever going on around here.
General Patton. And hear this and hear it good. I'm not going to repeat it. There's been a rumor going around that I slapped a soldier. Not true. But there was a reason. He deserved it. He was the company chef, and he had the unmitigated gall to serve me, General Patton, a salad without topping it with Kraft low-calorie dressing, and nobody does that to me. Now, here's a guy who knows better. A lot better. Ed Hurley.
Christian, come here.
You wanted me, sir?
There's a storm brewing, Mr. Christian.
Where, sir?
Out on the ocean, you fool. Where else would a storm be?
I don't see any storm, sir.
What you call that? Chopped liver? But tell the men immediately to secure the forecastle, shorten the jib, trim the mainmast, and batten down the mizzenmast.
Well, why don't you tell them yourselves?
Because I don't know what the devil it means.
Well, Captain, the men are tired, hungry. They've got berry that they picked up in Walla Walla. So this is mutiny, Captain. And we're going to cast you adrift in a small vessel.
Casting me adrift in this violent storm, Christian?
That's right, Captain. Have you any last requests?
Well, as long as you're taking command, Why don't we change places?
Very well.
Now that you're captain, let's see how you like it.
Operator, I'm trying to reach Disneyland. Yeah, I want to make a person-to-person call to Mickey Mouse. That's right. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. Don't sing it, operator. Just darn it. Hello, Mickey. This is Donald. Donald Duck, yeah. I'm down here in Miami Beach with my nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They wanted to go to the aquarium to see Moby Dick, but it was closed. So we're doing the next best thing. Yeah, we're going to see Jackie Gleason. And away we go.
Ralph! Hey, Ralph! Come on out. Supper's ready.
I heard you, Alice. Don't be hungry.
Well, how was my little birthday boy, huh?
Oh, Alice, this is great. Frankly, I thought you forgot. You know that, don't you?
Oh, no, Ralph. There's too much of you to forget.
All right, Alice, don't start up. Not today. That's one, you know that, don't you?
I'm only kidding you, Ralph. Look. Look, someone sent you the card.
Hey, that's nice. It's nice to know people remember you, huh? Hey, look, it's even written by hand. How about that, Alice?
Gee, I didn't know you knew anyone who could write.
Oh, come on, Alice. That's two, you know that, don't you?
Shut up and read the card.
To someone special on this special day, there's just one thing I'd like to say. Your kind of man happens once in a blue moon, and believe me, that's plenty, you big baboon. Did you hear that, Alice? Did you hear that, Alice? Anybody who write a poem like that is nothing but a lowlife who must have come up out of a sewer.
What did it say there, Ralph, boy? What did it say there, Alice? Happy birthday there, Ralph.
Get your hands off me, Norton.
Well, they're clean, Ralph, but just had them washed.
Don't act innocent with me. Read this.
There's one thing. And believe me, that's plenty, you big baboon. Boy, that's funny, Ralph, big
baboon. Did you write that, Norton? Did you write that, Norton?
Me, no. I don't have a pen that writes underwater.
Try to weasel out of it, you weasel.
Oh, wait a second, Ralph. You don't even know if that's Norton's handwriting.
Yeah, that's right. A man's innocent until he's proven guilty. That's the code of the sewer.
Well, we'll soon find out, code of the sewer. Sit down here and write. I want to see a sample of your handwriting. Come on, sit down here and write, Norton. I'm going to straighten this out right now. Now cut that out, Norton, right.
What I crouch. Okay. How do you spell baboon?
How should I know?
Well, you're the baboon, ain't you?
Oh, you're gonna get it, Norton. You're really gonna get it, Norton. Stand up, Norton.
Calm down, Ralph. Calm down. Look. The handwriting, it's nothing alike.
Hey, Alice, you know, I think you're right.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Ralph. You really ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, especially when I came down here to give you your birthday present.
Oh, Norton, I'm sorry, pal. A birthday present. How about that,
See
Alice?
that?
Gee, Norton, to give me a birthday present after the way I treated you, it just...
Yeah, and I think it's the right size, Ralph. After all, it went around 2 salesmen.
Oh, that's cute, Norton. That's cute.
Yeah, come on, look. Look, he wrote
Yeah, Ralph,
read it.
Take a look at the card.
Oh, he got a card there. Hey, you wrote it out, Ralph.
Yeah.
How about that? Dear Ralph, on your birthday, I bought you a belt to show you how I always felt. I sure hope it does the job and holds up the pants of a big fat slob. Oh, you did it, Norton. You're gonna get it, Norton. Pow! Right to the moon!
This is Kirk Douglas. Contrary to what most people think, entertainers cannot all be lumped into a single classification. We're not all showbiz, but there was one entertainer among us, one who did, perhaps, personifies show business more than anyone else. She was never out of the limelight because of her unique personality, because of the way she lived. We came to know her almost every move. We read of her in the newspapers and the magazines. Her life was exploited because she was so vulnerable, because she was so beloved, because she was so talented, because she was Judy Garland.
I was born in a trunk in the Princess Theater in Pocatello. It was during the matinee on Friday, and they used a makeup towel for my deity. When I first saw the light, it was pink and amber coming from the footlight on the stage. When my dad carried me out there to say hello, they tell me that I stopped the show. At first I just stood and watched in the wings. It's all my mom and dad would allow. But as I got older, I grew a little bolder and stepped out to take my own bow. You made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I want some love, that's true. Yes, I do. Indeed, I do. You know I do. Give me, give me, give me, give me what I cry for. You know you've got the kind of kisses that I die for. You know you made me love you. I learned very quickly the tricks of the trade. I practiced after everyone was gone. And with the tricks, I learned tradition. And the hardest one of all is no matter what, the show must go on. Must go on. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Bump, bump, bump went the freight. Stop, stop went my heartstrings. As he started to leave, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand, and as if it were planned, and as if it were planned. Good riddance. Bye. Every trick of his, you're on too. But fools will be fools, and where's he gone to? The road gets rougher, it's lonelier, it's tougher. With hope you burn up, tomorrow he may turn up. There's just no let up. The livelong night and day. Ever since this world began, there is nothing sadder than being in a trunk, princess.
day. Nice day.
If I could be with you 1 hour tonight, I'd do the thing.
You boy.
Sir?
Who are you, mister?
Ensign Pulver, sir.
Hold on. How long have you been on the ship?
5 years, sir.
How come I never seen your face before?
I been seasick, Captain.
What do you do?
I'm the officer in charge of laundry and morale, sir.
Oh, yes. Laundry. Hey, stop putting stars in the pajamas. I've been sleeping out of tension.
Oh, well, I'll take care of that right now, sir. If I could be...
Nice boy, Papa. Catch a little tune.
Excuse me, Captain. I wondered if I could just see you for a minute.
Oh, Mr. Roberts, I know what it's all about. You want another transfer again, don't you?
That's right, Captain. I'm sick of spinning on a war in a supply ship. I want to be out there where the big guns go boom, boom.
Never, mister. You're going to stay on the ship until we've delivered our last load of peanut brittle. Now get moving, Roberts. I'm busy.
Golly gee shucks, Captain. You think more of that palm tree than you do of your own men.
What's that, mister?
You heard me, Captain. You water that tree, you feed it, it sits at the table when you eat it, sleeps in the bunk with you.
That's right. And next week, I'll make it a lieutenant. What do you think of that, Mr. Roberts?
I think you've gone bananas. That's what I think. I think you've fallen in love with a palm tree.
We don't have to take that from you, mister.
I'm sorry, Captain.
What are you doing, Roberts?
From you.
What are you doing? Roberts, what have you done? You know that blonde pig can't swim. Tread water, darling. I'm coming.
Poor crazy guy. Sorry you had to see that, sweetheart.
From New York, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, George Jessel, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Truman Capote, and Frank Fontaine. And now, here's Johnny.
Sure, I know you love me tonight. You respect me in the morning. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. A real biggie. So stay with us, and we'll be right back. I told you we'd be right back, and here we are, right back. Our first guest is the Toastmaster General of the United States, the Bob Hope of the Civil War. Would you welcome, please, Mr. Georgie Jessel? How do you feel, George?
Perfectly marvelous, Johnny. I had one of the greatest days of my life today. I got slapped in the face by 4 women.
You consider it a great day when you get slapped by 4 women?
Oh, why not? I made passes at 5.
George, you'll never change. You're still chasing women.
I wouldn't say that, Johnny. I have changed a little. I'm chasing slower women now.
George,
I thought you might like that.
you were married. Oh, yeah. Moving right along, folks. George, you were married 6 times, but one of your wives, you were married to twice. Is that right?
That's right, Johnny. That was the week I was having my glasses fixed. Take it like that little joker.
George, we've got to move right along with the show. One of the most beautiful, sexiest-looking women in the world today is waiting to come on.
Oh, really?
So will you forgive me if we get to my next guest?
Will you forgive me if I get to your next guest?
Let's welcome a lovely lady whose exciting life story has been dramatized in one of television's most popular shows, The Mating Game. Here she is. Would you welcome Miss Zsa Zsa Gabor?
A pleasure.
Oh, it's wonderful to be
Zsa Zsa. Zsa Zsa, you and George know each other, don't you?
I do.
I do. I now pronounce us man and wife.
George, darling, you know I would never marry you.
All right, then. Let's get divorced. We'll cut out the middleman.
You're so sweet. What is the matter with your mouth, darling? Anyway, I wanted to... He has a ridiculous sense of humor. I haven't had such a good laugh since my last divorce.
You know, it just occurred to me that between the two of you, you've been married more times than the whole city of Pittsburgh.
Oh, really?
Zsa Zsa, may I ask you a personal question?
Oh, yes, darling, that's the kind I like best. Go ahead, ask.
The more I look at you, the more I wonder, were we ever married?
I don't know, you're so ridiculous, George. I mean, why do you think that I was ever married to you?
Well, I had amnesia for a week, and when I woke up, I was broke. I did.
Darling, I didn't know what language you speak, but it's cute. But I want to tell you one thing, darling.
What's
if you
that?
was married to me, George, darling, you wouldn't be broke. Maybe a little bent, but not broke.
Oh, that's a winner there.
I really cracked him up.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't you. I have such a poor memory for faces.
Well, you also have a poor face for memories.
Oh, that was a good one.
Zsa Zsa.
Cute,
Zsa Zsa, you're...
What, darling?
Look this way
It's your
occasionally.
show, yes, I forgot.
Zsa Zsa, you're too much, and I'm quoting all of your ex-husbands when I say that.
Oh, that's wonderful, George. Big
Our next guest...
You're on the television, yes.
I don't know why I gave up the aluminum siding business. Our next guest is Truman Capote.
Oh, wonderful. I like
Famous writer, raconteur, a man about town, party giver, boy soprano. Would you skip out here, please, Truman Capote? You know George and Zsa Zsa?
Yes, I certainly do.
What?
Wait a minute, darling, you're stuck on
Would you care to sit down, Truman, before you take off?
I am sitting down.
Okay. Truman, you're one of the great hosts in America today. What is the secret of giving a good party?
Well, I think that it's many things. But let me say this. It's all of the itsy-bitsy details, if you really want to know.
What do you mean? Could you give us a little bit of, say, an itsy?
Of course. Well, I had one party.
Are you asleep under those glasses, darling?
I never fall asleep. Never. I'm always up my try to. For example, I had one party on the birthday of the poet Percy Shelley. A very good friend of mine. I always invite him to my party.
So we're running out of patience. And before that happens, I would like to get to my next guest. From the Jackie Gleason Show, Joe the bartender's best friend, would you welcome now Craze Guggenheim?
Hey, Zsa, did you get my alimony?
Oh, don't be.
Where have you been, Craze? Huh? Where have you been, Craze? Huh?
Oh, I've been at the Paris peace talks.
Paris peace talks, huh?
I was just kidding, Johnny. I was just sitting around, wasn't doing nothing.
Then you really were at the Paris peace talks. All right, Craze, if you were just sitting around doing nothing, we might as well get on with the show. My next guest is a guy that is,
how do you get down off an elephant?
I don't know, Craze. How do you get down off an elephant?
You don't get down off an elephant. You get down off a duck.
Okay. Well, that about wraps it up here, folks, from Forest Lawn. And I want to thank my guests, Craze, Truman, Zsa Zsa, and George, of course.
Johnny, were you and I ever married?
No, but keep those alimony checks coming, will you?
I just keep trying.
Anyway, tomorrow night, would you hold the cue card a little closer, please? I can't reason. Yeah. Now, a little closer. Now, come on. Now, you've been working on the show for about 6 years. You know I can't read from that distance. Would you bring the thing in a little closer?
That's it, John. You're starting to get on my nerves with the cue cards and everything. Just read the thing the way I wrote it, will you, John? You're getting to be a pain in the neck, John. And your mother's in Nebraska saying,
John, the customer.
How do you like that? My cue card boy turns out to be another Don Rickles.
What does it say? Has been committed.
Good evening, this is Joseph Cotton. Welcome once again to Hollywood and the Stars. In the annals of motion picture history, one of the most outstanding scenes of betrayal was this one from the Academy Award-winning film On the Waterfront, starring Marlon Brando and Rod Steiger.
How much you weigh, kid? When you weighed 168 pounds, you were beautiful, beautiful. You could have been another Billy Kahn. And that skunk, that rotten skunk we got you for a manager, he brought you along too fast.
It wasn't him, Charlie. It was you. Remember the night in the garden you came down my dressing room? You said, kid, this ain't your night. We're going for the price on Wilson. You remember that? This ain't your night. Ain't night I could have taken Wilson apart. So what happens? He gets the title shot up ballpark. What do I get? A one-way ticket to Palookaville. Palookaville? He was my brother, Charlie.
I had some bets down for you, kid. You saw some money. Come on.
I don't understand, Charlie. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum, which is what I am. Let's face it. It was you, Charlie.
All right, pal. I'll tell him I couldn't find you. 10 to 1. 10 to 1, he won't believe me.
Hey, you! Get started!
With so many entertainers entering politics, the trend might soon reverse itself, and retired political figures could very well find themselves a career in motion pictures. If so, that same scene from On the Waterfront might look something like this.
My fellow American, it is with a heavy heart that I ask you this. How much you weigh, kid?
Well, sir, I'm just as pleased as Punch that you asked me that. You said you'd be down to get me in a taxi, honey. Better be ready about 8:30. By golly, you did.
When you weighed 168 pounds, you were beautiful.
I couldn't agree with you more. In fact, I was saying the same thing to Muriel the other day. I said, Muriel, when you weighed 168 pounds, you were beautiful. Oh, she's got quite a punch, that Muriel. Could have been another Billy Kahn.
I know. You could have been pretty good yourself. That skunk who got you for manager, he brought you along too fast.
Oh, come on. It wasn't him, Lyndon. Well, let me put it this way. If someone were to ask me who it was, and they might, I would have to say this, and I will. It was you, Lyndon, it was you. Remember that night at the convention? You came down to my dressing room, a place where people of all faiths and religions can gather. Remember what you said to me that night? Come on, do you remember that? Don't pussyfoot with me. Do you remember that? Oh, come on, remember.
Okay, yes, I do. I said, kid, this ain't your night.
You said, kid, this ain't your night. You didn't have to say that. Let me put it this way. You could have put it this way. You could have said, this isn't your night. Or you could have said, this aren't your night. Something like that. Come on, admit
Kid,
it.
you keep talking like that, and tonight ain't going to be your night. Matter of fact, I may have to lay out myself.
By golly, I could have torn my opponent apart. What happens? He gets the title, and what do I get? A one-way ticket to Palookaville.
I had some bets down for you, kid. You saw some money.
You don't understand, Lyndon. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been an effete snob. I could have been somebody. Somebody.
You are somebody, kid. Driver, get started. We have to get over to the waterfront.
Yes, driver, a Pier 72.
Well, let me make one thing perfectly clear, gentlemen. There's no need to hurry. You both missed the boat a long time ago.
How do you like that, Lyndon? Look who's moonlighting with you.
A highlight of the early days of television was a program called Greatest Fights of the Century, and no fighter provided more thrills to the viewers of that show than this man, Joe Louis, heavyweight champion of the world and one of the greatest fighters of the century.
My name is Joe Louis. I used to be a fighter. A lot of people say bad things about the fight game. They say it's cruel. Maybe it is, but I can't complain. It's been good to me. I try to think how it would have been if I hadn't been a fighter. Sure, I got hurt in the ring a few times, but not the kind of hurt I could have got outside the ring. My dad was a sharecropper down in Lafayette, Alabama. He really knew what it was to be hurt. Yes, he did. He died when I was 4 years old. Poor man never had a chance to find out what it felt like to win. I was luckier than most people. I had glory, fame, and respect. I fought a lot of people, but I never hated anybody. I fought hard. I always tried to fight clean. I've had my ups, downs, and compared to what might have been, I think it's been a good life. At least I knew what it was to win. Maybe I'm not rich. Maybe I don't have the fame or the glory anymore, but I still got my dignity. That's one title they can't take away from you. Long time ago, I guess a lot of people looked up to me. I like to think some of them still do.
The winner and still heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Louis.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Good night, Ed.
Good night, Jackie.
Good night, Barbara.
Good night, Lyndon.
Good night, Shabu, and adios to you.
Thank you, O wise father. Good night, Duke.
Good night, Kirk. That's about the size of it.
Good night, Ella. Good night, Ella.
Good night, Mr. Doc.
Good night, Byner.
Good night, Groucho.
Good night, Red, and say the secret word.
Good night, and may God bless.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Kraft Music Hall has been brought to you by Kraft. Kraft for good food and good food ideas. Kraft, a division of Kraftco Corporation. To get tonight's recipes free, write Kraft January TV recipe. Box 1718, Chicago 60690. A postcard will do. This is Ed Hurley.